Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of What's Up, Cuz, your favorite Monday night sports podcast that we broadcast from every Monday night here in the city of Chicago. And boy, oh boy, what are we going to talk about? Y'all know what we're going to talk about. The special Super Bowl edition of What's Up, Cuz, after yesterday's big game. Congratulations goes out to the Kansas City Chiefs, who go back to with Super Bowl victories. I tell you, I was not expecting them to go back to back. Just because I'll be honest, football too damn hard. I don't know how you go back to back in football. Hockey is another one. It's very difficult, but all the sports now it's gotten more difficult because teams are getting better each and every year. But the Super Bowl yesterday in Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas. For those of us who've been to Vegas before, Vegas is always a good time. And the NFL, they do it better than anybody else, man. I posted about this on my Facebook page. I don't know how they do it. The NFL, they can extend the season. It puts their players in jeopardy. They give them the worst contracts, which are non-guaranteed. They get the worst medical benefits, all this stuff. Yet they are still the king sport. Morals be damned when it comes to the NFL. They are still the king sport. They got us all just addicted to their product. And, the Super Bowl is always their big showcase event. And it didn't disappoint. It didn't disappoint. The game started off slow. Not a lot of scoring taking place. The first quarter was completely scoreless. And, a lot of defense, a lot of turnovers going on. It's like, what kind of sloppy ass game is this? But hey, they got it together, man. They got it together, and we got another thrilling product. This one goes to overtime, the seventh longest Super Bowl in history. And Pat Mahomes is that dude. He is that dude. If you didn't know, now you know. Now you know he is that dude because he did it this year with a core of wide receivers that was terrible. There was no really big name. They had more drops than any team in the NFL. His main receiver was Travis Kelce. But after Travis, it was a huge drop off. They got it done with defense and Pat Mahomes being that dude. And I'll say this, I think this was his most impressive Super Bowl victory out of all of them because he didn't have the weapons this year, man. And they went through a lot of adversity, but they got it done. They got it done. And I was very impressed with him. And he showcased his skills, his leadership, and his will to win. And I think, we talk about a lot about Pat Mahomes. That's the one thing we don't talk about enough. The will to win. The great ones all have that, whether it's Kobe, whether it's Mike, whether it's Tom Brady, whether it's Pat Mahomes, whether it's Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves. You look at the sport up and down. It's that willingness to win, that willingness to do whatever it takes to get the victory. And that's what separates the great ones from the superstars or the all-stars. And Pat Mahomes did it. He did it. And, he rode his team all year long to get them in a position. All year long, he was riding them dudes. During the game, you saw him screaming at people, nah, go this way. No. That's leadership, man. It ain't gonna always be pretty. And, there are a lot of people who don't understand that, but it's not gonna always be pretty. But they got it done. And they get nothing but praise from me. I cannot believe they pulled it off. I assumed they were going to be eliminated in probably the second round this year because of some of the things I just mentioned. I just didn't think they had it. I thought there were enough other teams in the league that could take them out, especially Baltimore. I didn't see them getting by the Chiefs at all. And, hey, man, they proved me and everybody else wrong. So mad props to the Kansas City Chiefs, man. They got it done out there when none of us thought they could do it. And Andy Reid, let's talk about him for a minute. This is a guy who has given up a lot in his life, to do this job that he does very well. And a lot of people don't realize how much these coaches sacrifice, man, especially their family life, man. They lose marriages, they lose relationship with their children. There's a lot that goes on with that. And um I was very impressed again with the coaching strategy of the Chiefs, especially the defensive strategy in that second half. They just they just shut them down, man. They just shut them down in that second half. There was nothing that San Francisco could really do to get on track. And that's making halftime adjustments, man. And you have to give their coaching staff all the credit in the world for doing that. They went out there and took a punch in the mouth in the first half, got down by double digits, but they champions, man. And they showed the heart of a champion. They got right back up, said, "No, we ain't done yet. we ain't going nowhere, player. We still here." And they got it done. And I think one of the things that really stood out to me was early in the first half, and so they're now making memes about it and everything. And they asked Travis Kelsey about what happened on the sideline early in the game. I know a lot of you were watching. When this incident happened, he got pretty aggressive with Andy there. And he says, "I was telling him how much I loved him," which I think is hilarious. He was not saying that at the time. And, I did get a little bit of concern that, he going to knock Andy over. I'm like, man, you can't be assaulting the elderly out here. What you doing, Travis Kelsey? But, I mean, it was impressive, man. It was impressive. But, and I say again, it's not gonna always be pretty, man. When you're trying to win a championship, there's a lot of emotions that get into you have to take into consideration. But they're trying to win. They are definitely out there trying to win, and they got it done. What's up, Armando? How you doing, man? Um, it's just one of those things. Oh, I got to use the saying. That's my hometown team. It might be my girl Stephanie. But I can't say he was necessarily out of order because I put it in the context of when it happened and where it happened. It's at a sporting event. He's not going to hurt Andy Reid. He's not trying to do that. But my man want to win, and he like, you got to put me in the game, coach. Like, they just turned the ball over on a play where he wasn't in, and the guy who replaced him is the one who gave up the block. That's how they lost the ball. So, I don't think he was necessarily wrong, Dr. Brown. I just think he was going out there to he wanted to win. He wanted to win. And the great ones have that in them. Jordan, people tell you he was the biggest asshole on the team when the Bulls was winning them championships. Your leaders, sometimes you got to be like that. And I remember when I was coaching basketball, when I was winning my championships in my little leagues, there were a bunch of times my players told me, "Man, sit down. We know what we're doing. Or be quiet." And there was one time I had a bad molar that I needed to get extracted. And I should have done it before I got on the trip. And I went anyway, and I got down there. I wasn't feeling well. I'm in pain. I'm popping Advils like the Tic Tacs. They ain't helping me, and I'm trying to coach, and they making me mad, and they mad at me. And one of my players just said, "Man, why don't you just take your ass home? Because you ain't helping us right now." I was like, "You know what? I am in pain, and I'm going home." And I turned it over to my assistant coach, and they won the whole tournament. So, I get it, man. You got to keep your best players on the field during game day. But shout out once again to the Kansas City Chiefs. For those of you tuning in, welcome to What's Up, Cuz. I am Jason Palmer. My regular co-host, Lance Irvin, is not going to be here tonight. We've talked about this before in the past, that Lance and Paula are dealing with a family member who is ill. Her mom's condition has gotten a little bit worse in the past couple of weeks. So Lance has needed to take more time away from the show to be there to support his wife and help take care of his family and his mother-in-law. So Lance will not be joining me tonight on the show. He does send his best regards. He does remember all the people who were talking junk at the city championship game the other day as Sean's former employer, the Curie Condors. defeat Lance Irvin's Kenwood Broncos to win the city championship of boys public league basketball. So Lance is still kind of licking his wounds on losing the championship game, and he said he understands all the people who've been getting at him and Mike and everybody else about that. But
don't forget it's after San Rita beat him too in football. So he's probably not very happy with me.
Well, what made the whole thing worse, Sean, not only did the boys lose, but the girls lost.
Oh no. Oh no.
So all my friends who went to Kenwood, I've been giving it to them. I've been giving it to them. Because Kenwood and Liblo Whitney Young all have this little rivalry amongst us, especially the 80s and the 90s classes. So Kenwood's girls lost to Whitney Young in the varsity championship game. They lost to Phillips in the JV championship game. And then the boys varsity lost to Curie. So
Curie.
They took 3 L's within like a matter of 6 hours, Sean.
So, obviously I'm still friends with a lot of people. I've been curious. So they're all up and down my timeline. And like I said, I'm good friends with Larry and the assistant coach, Mike Oliver, the head coach.
Yeah.
And then obviously a lot of the staff. So it was all up and down my timeline. And I was immediately, as soon as it happened, I immediately thought of Lance. I'm like, damn. First St. Rita gets them, and then now Curie gets them.
Yeah, they had trouble.
Did we bet this game? Oh no,
you should have. And then Liblo beat Kenwood too early this year, and they beat Curie. So I was like, well, I got bragging rights of the 2 teams who played the championship game, but our program is coming up too. And public league basketball, man, it's very interesting because there's not really a dominant team anymore, Sean. And
right.
This year was a perfect example where we saw all the upsets that were taking place during the regular season. And I was like, man, anybody could win the championship this year. Like, everybody is in it. Simeon, Whitney Young, it wasn't just the traditionals. It was the up-and-coming teams. Lincoln Park had a good season. Limblom had a good season. Perspectives had a good season. It's going to be very interesting in the state tournament. Now, here's my concern. And every public league coach we've had on the show has said the same thing. Sometimes they spend so much energy beating each other up trying to win the city championship that when they get to state, they're not really ready. And the thing about playing state, it's a different animal, man. The referees call the game completely different. So it's definitely a less physical game, which goes against most of our public league teams. And I'm like, man, y'all gonna have to make the adjustment as you do this. And, it's not just about having the talent, man. You got to actually have some half-court sets because, trust me, them downstate schools and them suburban teams you're going to be playing, all they doing is practice on how to beat your press. That's all they doing. So you better be able to play in the half-court. And it's going to be real interesting to see what these public league teams do in the state playoffs, which start next week. The girls are starting today, actually. Some of the preliminary rounds have started already. So good luck to all the CPS teams. And wow, what a great championship week they had, though. All the games were close. And, Kenwood, man, they took 3 L's, man. 3, Sean. How you take 3?
That's wow.
Well, and the funny thing is, so, Kenwood, they only had 8 on their varsity roster because they kept a couple of their underclassmen off because the underclassmen had wanted to play for the city title. They were like, no, we want a shot. We want to get our shot at city title. So you can't do the up and down thing during the city playoffs.
No,
No, you can't do it. I didn't know that. Like, you can't do that. They can do it for the state playoffs. So they can bring their sophomores and freshmen up. For the state playoff, but for the city playoffs, you got to pick a lane. The city don't let you do that. You got to pick a lane. And so a lot of the dudes pick, all right, well, we're going to try to win city. Then they didn't even get to the city championship. So I guess they actually took 4 L's.
Wow. That's
rough, man.
That's rough. That's really. But you know what? The good thing is, it's all about perspective. The fact that you're in the city championship and you're vying for it,
Yeah.
And I know, I mean, because no one wants to be known as the Buffalo Bills, but you do have to realize that you're one of the top two teams in the city in that particular um, bracket. You know what I mean? In the
Hmm.
men's, in the boys, the varsity, boys JV, the girls JV, girls varsity. One of the top two teams in the city. There's over 100
Yeah.
high schools in the city. All right, there's
Yeah.
over 100 high schools in the city. So for you to be one of the top two teams, that's quite an accomplishment. And oftentimes we don't, we look at as society, we look at the second place as the first place loser. You could do it like that again, or you can just say, hey, you know what? We're one of the top two teams in the city, and that's a lot. That's depending on who it is and what where your the history of your program. You know what I mean? Because if you're not a basketball powerhouse and you had a good year and you get to the city championship game, man, that is one hell of an accomplishment, and it shouldn't be
Yeah.
dimmed by the fact that you lost to maybe a perennial power, maybe a blue blood, and so it's not always. Um, we just had to put too much focus on the winner, and definitely, you know, we kind of a lot of times we like to clown the loser, and we really shouldn't do that.
Right. Right. And well, and one of the things I really liked was that so many people came out and went to the city championship game. So many people from our generation, some of the older generations, and I like that the Chicago Public League championship game is turning more into a kind of city celebration event. You may not have gone to either of the schools, but you're a fan of Chicago prep basketball. So you go out there and you support the team. You see people that you get to talk crap to your rival school back in the day. I mean, trust me, the people from Hyde Park, they ain't feeling sorry for Kenwood at all. That's their main rival. They're not feeling shit, no tears for them. So, I just think it's a really, really good event out there. But since I got you off here for a minute, Sean, let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. Talk to me a
Sure,
little
let's do
bit
it.
about Pat Mahomes, man. This dude, and I don't think he was the MVP of this game. I think Chris Jones was probably the MVP of the game, but there's still no doubt in my mind that when it comes down to it, this dude right here, dude, this dude right here, don't let that smile fool you. This dude is a killer. This dude is a straight up killer, Sean. And when the moment comes, he like an assassin, just waiting on you.
You know, the thing about it, oftentimes in life or in a certain situation, things line up. Things line up well. Okay. And it's not about you being the most talented. It's not about you being the biggest, strongest, fastest, hell, even the best.
Hmm.
Okay. It's about getting in, about lining up. First, all nine other teams had to pass up on them. Then the Chiefs had to trade up to get him. Then the Chiefs had to have a structure in place for him.
Hmm.
He had the luxury of sitting for a whole year while the offense was being run efficiently. And people think that, oh, Patrick Mahomes got there, so that's why they're good and this and this. No, not really, not really. And that's the misnomer. It's an easy narrative to run with.
Hmm.
It's very easy, but that's literally not the case, because before he got there, okay, before he got there, look at this. This is the record of the Chiefs before he got there. Before he was the starter. 11-5, 9-7, 11-5, 12-4, 10-6. That's not a
Hmm.
team that needs a savior.
Right.
That's not a team that needs a savior.
Hmm.
Okay. If you look at the bottom, my guy Ill Will at 7-9, at 7-9, Ill Will. Roster building and coaching still matters. Now you guys see why. This is, I'm telling you, this is, I love this, and this is what I've been saying. I say a lot. What is this? What's happening? I've been saying a lot recently,
Hmm.
because in all these um, debates or arguments or insults are being going back and cross. Coaching matters. You see my shirt?
Yes.
Coaching matters. So this guy came into a perfect situation, got to sit a year behind Alex Smith, watch him lead that offense efficiently, learn from him, and then there's a kudos to him, but kudos to Andy Reid saying, okay, now you do it your way. You
Mm-hmm.
put your spin on it. I don't want to handcuff you into running this offense like Alex Smith because you're not Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
kid's like, bet. And this kid, you mentioned it, he's an assassin. He's an assassin. When they kept kicking field goals, I'm like, this is not good.
Nope.
When San Fran kept kicking field goals, like, this is not good. And then late in the game, when they missed that extra point, I'm like, that's the game. I said, that's the game. I was at my buddy's bar, local cantina out in Oak Lawn, Sean, man. And I was sitting there and I'm like, I looked at my buddy. I'm like, that's the game. He's like, no, they're fine. They're still up 3. I'm like, they're only up 3.
Yeah.
I said, that's the thing. This kid, this young man is on a course. He's the only guy who can really chase Tom Brady.
Yep.
All right. He's got 3 rings in 5 seasons. I'm sorry, 3 rings in 5 years. 6 straight
AFC
championship games.
Yeah.
He's won at home. He's won on the road. Like, there's literally no stopping him. Like, you have, and then they're gonna they are definitely going to take advantage of this wide receiver class this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to give this dude a stud receiver, and this class is deep. This class is deep. This class is deep. So they're going to be able to get a good receiver.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be really interesting next year because Kansas City's going to get better. Like I said, this is why it was so impressive to me because he won he didn't have the best team. He didn't have the best team in this game.
Nope.
He didn't have the best team all season, yet they found a way to win. And again, I'm going to go back to Chris Jones because I thought he was the most dominant player in yesterday's game. I get we always give the MVP to a quarterback or somebody like that, but it's some dudes, man,
One of them pretty
line.
boys.
Right. But it's some dudes, it's the Armando Laras of the world. The dudes are down there grinding on the line and blocking for the running backs and keeping the quarterback upright so he can do his stuff. Those are the dudes that really make a football team, without a doubt. But it just seems as though Chris Jones, he's gonna be a free agent. He was leaving it all out there as if that could have been his last game playing with the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. And the way he helped control that line, because San Francisco just stopped running the ball now. I don't know if that was coaching or if they just felt they couldn't do it. I mean, I would have kept trying. You got Christian McCaffrey. You got to get that man the ball. But, Chris Jones, man, he bothered Brock Purdy. He played his game. What did you think about Chris Jones' performance in yesterday's Super Bowl?
I don't think he was dominant all game. I thought he picked and chose his spots. And he picked and chose the most apropos spots to be disruptive. I was trying to think of a word. He just picked the most opportune times. And it only had to be like 3 times, 4 times. It's literally 4 plays. And I'm not saying those are the only plays he made. What I'm saying is those 4 plays were the big plays. Mm-hmm. And, see, veterans like to do stuff like that. Like, they'll coast, okay? Because you don't have the energy of a 26-year-old.
Nope.
Right? You don't have the energy of a 24-year-old. He's 29, 30 years old. And your body takes a beating. And as you get older, you start to play smarter. And I'm not saying you loaf on plays or you give up on plays. What I'm saying is you may not go all out if the play is if the play is away from you. You'll chase it, but you're not going to go 100 miles an hour like you were when you were fresh out of college. All right. You find time to get some rest in the game to conserve some energy in the game because at some particular point a big play is going to be warranted, and then you're the guy to do it. So I thought
Mm-hmm.
he played very efficient yesterday. I thought whenever it was time for a big play to be made, he was front and center, front and center.
You need me now. Oh, y'all need
No,
me now.
you're
Okay,
you
all
good.
right.
You good? All right, I got you.
Right. Right. Exactly, and
It's like
he's
it's like the SpongeBob SquarePants meme. Is like, all right, here I go. I'll stop him on 3rd and 2. All right.
yeah. I mean, Chris was incredible, man. And again, the Chiefs, man, they just give some love to their cornerbacks, man. Them dudes have been that tandem. They've actually been that tandem that my Dolphins could have been if we could have stayed healthy with Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. Had we had them healthy all year, maybe our season would have went differently. But I think our cover tandem and Kansas City's top 2 corners, man, they lights out, man. And there were times with Purdy, he just didn't have nowhere to go with the ball because they were sticking to them receivers like glue, man. And then Debo got injured, during the game. That didn't help. Kittle got injured again, as well near the end of the game, so that didn't help them. But man, they were some lockdown cornerbacks out there, Sean.
Yeah, McDuffie had a phenomenal game. I do think it helped that Debo got injured. But I'm not taking any credit away from McDuffie. McDuffie was they were all ready to play. They were all prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing you saw, like there were no trick plays. They were I shouldn't say that. They had a trick play to score a touchdown. Like a real trick play. But they didn't get beat by missed assignments. Okay. They didn't shoot themselves in the foot, although they tried once or twice with a couple of bad penalties. But they were able to overcome it. And they were just well prepared. And I was doing a podcast earlier today at 3, and I was like, you have to give it to Spags. I'm like, I'm gonna, let me take it off the players, because the players don't play that way unless you're prepared. You don't make all those adjustments. You don't weather that storm where Christian McCaffrey's running through he's gutting you like a hot knife through butter. Okay. And you don't weather that storm without a strong leader. And Spags is probably the best big game coach since Belichick. Big game defensive coordinator since Belichick. And I mean, remember, he was a defensive coordinator for the Giants when they beat the Patriots twice. All right, this guy understands his role. He knows his role. Jabroni, shut your mouth. And he realized he's a D coordinator. He doesn't want to be a head coach. He realizes this is where I can best serve a team. And man, they got it, man. They got it. This is probably the best defense Patrick Mahomes has ever had. He had a phenomenal running game with Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, that boy run hard.
He runs angry.
Yeah, he does.
And for a guy who's like 185, 190 pounds, maybe 2, he looks a little tall. Maybe 2. He runs angry.
Yeah.
So
he does.
So Patrick Mahomes just said, hey, you know what? You want to run? Take it. You want to run? Take it. You know what? Because I'll be there when you need me. I'll just chill out till you need me. That's what he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. So once again, congratulations, Dr. Stephanie Brown, your Kansas City Chiefs. Man, they won again. I whenever the team get on these rolls like this, I can't be too mad because now I know why people hated us when the Bulls was doing their thing.
Yes.
Now I know that feeling when you like, that dude is costing all of us a chance. Now I know what it's like, man. So I'm just going to enjoy what Pat Mahomes is doing. It's going to be interesting to see how much further he can take this. But
he's 28, Jason. He's 28.
I just stop telling you. I
know. He's got like 7 to 10 years left. If he wants to play Brady, he's got 13 years left. If you want, no, Brady's got 17 years. No,
he said he wanted to play till he was 40. So that's at least 12 years. I can't deal with him.
Yeah, I can't either. And you know what? He's the type of guy who's going to retire because he's already part owner of the Royals.
Yeah.
He's probably gonna get ownership in something else. He has something. I think it's a soccer club too. The football.
Yep.
The Kansas City Football Club. So he's part owner of that. So like he's like, I don't. What good is me going and getting CTE and all that shit? Just I got money. I got $500 million. It's probably more because the value of the franchise is growing. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't need this shit. Let me
Yeah.
have a whole bunch of kids, coach my daughters in softball, coach in basketball, and my sons in football, in basketball, in baseball, and just get fat, get a dad bod. You know what I mean? Drive a really expensive minivan, drive a Maserati minivan.
Yeah, and he got a check coming from State Farm now.
Yeah, yep. So
yeah,
athletes are a little different nowadays. We'll see.
Yeah, it hit different. Hey, we've reached our first commercial break in this abbreviated edition of What's Up, Cuz. When we come back, we're gonna talk about our brand new logo once again to share with all of our fans. We've been working on this for a while. We're gonna give you some background on the What's Up, Cuz logo, and then we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl halftime show because Sean, that has now become as big of a talking point as a game. In the last few years, now everybody does like a whole thing on the halftime show, and boy, was it a show. And we're going to talk about that when we come back. You're tuned in to What's Up, Cuz. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Stay tuned.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so...
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Welcome back, everybody, to What's Up, Cuz. I'm your host, Jason Palmer, along with our producer, Sean Sierra. For those of you joining us late, because of Lance Irvin, he's dealing with a personal family issue right now, so he's going to be away from the show for a little bit. But our thoughts and prayers are with him and his beautiful wife, Paula, and wife, Brooklyn, and we ask that you keep them in your thoughts and prayers right now.
His daughter. I don't think he has 2 wives.
Did I say 2 wives? Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
he said his daughter, Brooklyn.
Sorry, Paula, don't shoot me. His wife and daughter, his daughter Brooklyn, and his wife Paula. Oh Lord, I'm in trouble. And I was in the damn wedding. That's what makes it so bad.
Oh boy.
Oh
I'll
man,
just busting
sorry.
your balls, man. I'll just busting your
That's
balls.
all right. It's all good. All good. Hey, let's talk about our new logo. The What's Up Cuz logo. You can see it. It's kind of in the background there. Sean, pull it up for the people so they can see it. There it is. There it is. Our special thanks to our guy Chris. Man, your boy put it down, man. Your boy put it down on this logo, man. I love it. I love it. There was a lot of talk about this. We've been working on this for forever, it seems like. But he really pulled this thing together and pulled it off. So you're going to start seeing our new logo. We're going to start putting that on our Twitter page. We are creating some other social media pages as well to help promote the show. You're going to start seeing this thing popping up all over town. It's going to be all over Sports Zone Chicago stuff. And I just want to thank him for a job well done. And, you know, I love people because I'm a creative person myself. And one of the things I like is if you tell me the idea, give me like what you want with it and then get out my way and let me do it. You know what I'm saying? Because creative people need a creative space.
Right. Give me parameters, and then boom, you go.
Give me the parameters. So I had a friend who needed a press release. She's gonna be honored in the Chicago Defender Woman of the Year Excellence Award. She's like, "Yo, I need a." It's like I need a press release, Jay. I was like, okay, you know, and you know, she's like, this dude want to charge me $600 to do it. I'm like, to do a press release. I'm like, what you need me to do? And she gave me the parameters, and I was like, okay. And then she's like, well, can you? I'm like, yeah, just you already told me, just leave me alone. I got you. And so I sent it to her, and she's like, oh, this was incredible. I'm like, yeah, creative people just need to know something, and then you know, you consult with them as they're going through the process. But man, it was incredible, and I like that this guy is not shy. You know, as he posts, he must be a super talented.
Hey, C Sharp, do me a favor. Please be careful. Don't hurt your arm or break your arm patting yourself on the back. That might affect your you know, your design skills, your graphic design skills. Please be careful.
Yeah, thank you, C Sharp, man. We loved it, man. We absolutely love it, man. The graphic is great. Oh man, it's just an incredible graphic. You really pulled it all together. So folks, you know, we're going to put it on our Twitter page and everything so that you can really look into all the little intricate details that he has in there, which I think is what makes the logo really pop. And it shows his creativity. Yeah, you know, me and Lance, you can see our big-headed butts in there, but it's all the other little stuff that's around it. I really
makes it. Yeah, that's the little things. It's in the details.
Yeah,
it's in the details, and you look at it. So if you look, let's talk to him about it. So we'll start from the left behind Lance. Well, first of all, look, it was the background, the bottom of the floor, the background.
Basketball court makes sense, right? The Irvin family. What do you think of basketball?
Mm-hmm. And then look in the middle between you and Lance. There's a microphone.
Yeah, one of the old school radio microphones because you know we're doing a podcast. You know,
looks like it's coming from the ceiling.
It does, you know, kind of like this. You know, I actually have one of those.
Like it's coming from the ceiling, like a 1970s boxing match at the Chicago Stadium,
right?
Or the International Amphitheater, one or the other.
Like all the old radio shows. So yeah, so you got the mic dropping down.
Jay, I lost you for a second.
I'm still here.
Your audio.
Oh, you lost my audio? Did I do something? No, I didn't do nothing. I should be here. Testing. Can you hear me? Oh, no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, but I don't hear you yet.
What did Sean do to me?
There you go. You're good.
Oh, all right. I'm back. All right. So, yeah. So, I mean, I got the old school radio mic, too. And, you know, I was glad that he added that aspect in there as well. To the left, you got the boxing gloves. Well, we had Montel Griffin on our show. We had a world champion on our show. You know, we talk about boxing. You see baseball. You see the baseball, the mitt, the ball, the bat. You see golf because Jason is now into golf. So you see, we had our girl Christina Adams on in our first year. She was one of the first African-American women out there on the professional tour. So you see her on there. You see the hockey stick on there. We talk a lot of hockey. We had our guy Phil Thompson on. We've had Evan Moore on. We've had Scott Powers on. We talk a lot of hockey on this show. So, we tried to incorporate a little bit of everything. And then what I really thought was cool, because this was one of the additions that he made, was the jersey that he put on Lance.
On Lance?
He got Lance that's his college jersey when he played at Colorado State. So he was
no way.
Yeah, he was able to get the Colorado State colors and throw Lance in his jersey. He's got me in my kind of coaching referee polo shirt.
Yeah, the tight little shirt you referees wear. Yeah.
Right. So I love it, man. I absolutely love it, man. How he broke those designs down. Just really incredible. So thank you, C Sharp, once again. It was really cool, and we will definitely be showcasing your work, and you definitely have gained some more friends, and we'll definitely be publicizing your work and for people to get out at him as well. Go ahead and drop where people can reach you in our comment box there too, C Sharp, so we can get at you. So, all right. Speaking of entertainment, Sean, the Super Bowl ain't just about the game. If you're like my wife, you're watching for the halftime show. If you're like a lot of our girlfriend wives, they like, what time the halftime show come on? You're like, there's no set time for it. There's an actual game going on here, but okay, babe, yes.
So you saw the post that was going around. It says, so I heard Taylor Swift's boyfriend is playing at the Usher concert.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yes. So let me just say, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I had to work all day yesterday. I was reffing, but I recorded the game. Nobody texted me. I was able to find out when I got home. And at 2:00 in the morning, I found out Mahomes had won again. So I got to watch everything, in peace. But I was looking forward to this halftime show because I know Usher is a hell of a performer as it is. And he's one of those people on my bucket list that I want to see perform live in concert. And so I knew he was going to give a show, but I did not think he was going to come close to this guy, because Prince's halftime show is still number one for me all time.
February 2007, down in Miami in the rain.
However, Sean, this dude right here, he came with it. Usher came with it. He came with it, and he gave a hell of a show, because it's hard to do a halftime show in 12 minutes. I don't think the public understands that these artists, to make them, when they got a catalog as thick as Usher, if you're gonna break that down into 12 minutes,
it's gotta be snippets. It's snippets. It's 30 seconds here, 40 seconds here. Then you need an outbreak because you got to go have a wardrobe change. Then you know what I mean. Then you got to bring in, your backup dancers or skaters or HBCU bands got to be ready. Time, you know what I mean. All this in 12 minutes, and you don't realize how fast 12 minutes goes. Prepare for you like, damn, you think 12 minutes is a long time, man. And all of a sudden you get on stage and you go from one song to the next. And poop, it's gone. Like, damn. Especially after that first wardrobe change, and he came out in his roller skates, and then he had some custom made Jordans too after the roller skates. I was like, damn.
You know what was also impressive, Sean, is that we've watched a lot of these, and a lot of times the artists pre-recorded.
They do.
He didn't pre-record nothing.
He did. No, they have to. They have to. They don't want. They'll let him know when the mic is, when he can speak but yeah, everything's pre-recorded. They don't. Yeah, the NFL is very, very, very strict about that. Very strict.
And this dude got it in, man. Usher was unbelievable. The roller skate thing sent it over the top for me, because that's something we haven't seen before. Mm-hmm. And I never was a roller skater. But I have plenty of friends, in the 80s, we did that stuff.
Yeah, in grammar school I did.
They tell you how hard it is to do that. But to do it with that level of choreography and to be able to stop on a dime along with everybody else at the same time. Oh my God.
The choreography of that was insane. And if you've never roller skated, you won't understand it. You definitely will not understand. You wouldn't get it. You know, it's like, oh, it's nice, it's cool. Like, no. It takes a lot of work.
Right. That was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. And then let's go through the performers because I put their pictures in. His guest performers.
Number one. Yeah.
Number one. Let's do number one. Well,
yeah.
All men knew who this was.
Man, she was thicker than a Snicker yesterday, boy. I was like, what? What? Either you've been having little extra mashed potatoes or something, or you've been squatting, mama, because Lord have mercy.
So,
I got hot under the collar a little bit.
My best friend from college, Charles. This is like his wife. He don't
no. The hell with Charles. That's my wife.
He don't give a damn. Like Alicia Keys is married to 18,000 people apparently because she's like everybody's favorite. And you know the cool thing about it is none of us knew who the guest people would be. You know, you expect a cameo every now and then, but when it was Alicia, I was like, oh crap, okay. And yeah, she missed the first note. Okay, I heard that, but
she did.
You know, I don't think most people were listening to what she was saying to anyway.
No, I didn't. Someone had to tell. Dude, one of my guys, like, she would probably want the first note back. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like,
what the hell are you talking about? She was wearing red, looking all thick and shit. What do you mean? What is she? What? Huh?
Yes. So you're right. Both men were like, I didn't even know what song she sang, but yes, Alicia was out there. So yes, Alicia Keys with her appearance, and they did their song together. She started with her song, then the song they did together, and just that beautiful finale. I loved it. I love what it says about Black men and women and platonic friendships and just the joy that they shared. And Swiss Beats is a real man, you know, because of course people are gonna be smart aleck online, and he's like, look. These are two of the greatest performers of all time who've known each other 20 years. They sharing a moment. You know, I'm very comfortable with Usher hugging on my wife on stage. They're entertainers.
Even if I am ugly as sin, but who cares?
Right. So, you know.
But the name of the song is My Boo. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like he's gonna be he can't be the old Catholic school dance. You need to say a ruler apart, people. No. You know what I'm saying? It's like the name of the song is My Boo, and it's part of it. It's what it was. Entertainment. That's all it was. Entertainment.
Yes, it was. So thank you to Alicia for her appearance. Now the second
fine.
And being fine. Yes, we appreciate that. You know, like I tell people all the time, I am married and committed, not blind and dead. Okay. I see shit. Okay. I'm sure my wife saw Usher when he took his shirt off. All right, good. So we'll just get that out the way. All right. Let's go to the next performer who I have listed because I did not know who this is. And when you post the picture, I'll let you know. Did you know who this was when you saw it, Sean?
Oh.
Do you know who it is now?
Oh, you wrote it in a thing. Is that Will I Am?
It's Will I Am, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know who that was.
I thought it was freaking Kanye.
I did too. And then I said, okay, it's not him. Okay. All right, no. Somebody.
I was like, Usher brought Kanye? I was like, what song did I miss something? Yeah, that was Will I Am from the Black Eyed Peas. So that's who it was. But my first thought was Kanye. Then, you know, with the look of the shade, I'm like, is that Cool Mo D? Who the hell is this? We brought out, but
yeah, I had, and then the next person we're going to show, I didn't know who that was.
Oh, Sean.
Dude,
you don't know about.
Dude, I don't know. I am officially old, bro. I don't know about her.
Yes.
I heard that on the radio today, and I was like, oh, that's who that was. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Her is the truth. She is one of those up-and-coming artists that we talk about, you know, the younger generation. Well, can they play instruments anymore? Do they sing? She can kind of do it all. I saw her a couple of years ago watching Saturday Night Live with my wife. My wife knew who she was. I was like, man, this young lady is good. And when I saw Saturday Night Live, I started pulling up her music. So now I know like most of her catalog. She was in Chicago last year at what's the place up on the north side, Sean? Not the Riviera, but it's similar to the Riviera.
Right over there. It's Yeah. Because Riviera, it's
It's like Victory Gardens or something like that. One of them places up there on the north side.
mhm.
She played that venue and she turned it out. Yeah, you know what, C Sharp, you're right. A lot of people are saying she's like a lady
Lady
prince.
Prince. Yeah,
Yeah,
they said you definitely can see the influence that he's had in her career. Uh, yeah, I because that's what I thought right away too. I'm like, why is she buying out Prince? That was my first thought. But she was influenced by him,
yeah,
So
she was. And there was a real cool photo of her that's going out when she was a little girl to show how talented she was. She was maybe 9 or 10. She did the national anthem, sang it a cappella at the San Francisco 49ers football game.
oh no way. Okay.
And so she was saying for her, this was like, just a special moment, because she sang before for the 49ers and now the 49ers in the Super Bowl. And she was just so happy that Usher had her come on and perform as well. So I thought that was really cool as well. So all right, who's our next performer? Who's our next photo that we have in here?
The next photo is, dude, I love this guy. He actually was from Chicago. He came here for a little while, then he moved to the ATL.
Yeah.
Luda.
And for those of us who went to Janet Jackson concert this past summer, he opened for Janet. And, my friends all mad at me because I said Luda was better than Janet. But, hey, that was my personal opinion. But Luda made an appearance at the Super Bowl halftime show. And his shoes, everybody's talking about his shoes. And I love Luda, man. I think he's one of them rappers. It's funny. We don't realize how many hits this dude right here has.
Yes.
Like,
man, he's got a good 20 plus hits.
Yes.
Not just song, hits.
Yeah. He may have opened for Janet, but he is a headliner. That dude got some hits, man.
And you know what? You say that, and so the thing I liked about him. So remember, I don't know if you remember, Ja Rule was in the first Fast and Furious, and the second,
yeah, he sure was. Okay.
And so when they offered him again, they offered him $50,000 for the second one to appear, part 2, and he said no, it's not enough money. So Luda jumped in. Man, that dude's made millions off of that thing after that thing, and then that just goes to show you he's not afraid to perform. He's not afraid. Right. Like, you know what? If he sees the big picture. Like, yeah, I might have only gotten $50,000 for my initial appearance in the Fast and the Furious, but if this thing goes 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 episodes, where can it go? You know what I mean? Plus the residuals, and so to not, you know what I mean? So to not even think that, or even open up for Janet. Well, he knows there's going to be 1 million people want to see Janet. Now there might be some people that he can reach who may not be big fans of his music, or maybe for whatever reason. Now he has access to them, which only expands his fan base. Dude, he's about that money, and I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Oak Park River Forest. My buddy, his name's Chris Bridges. Yeah. No, Chris something.
Yep, Bridges. It is. It's Bridges, I think.
Okay. Yep. I'm thinking of Willis, Chris Bridges too.
Gotcha. Okay. So Luda, all right. Then he brought on one more. Who was the last person who he brought on?
This is straight. He brought the whole ATL with him. Damn. Yeah, Lil Jon.
Yeah, Lil Jon in there.
And first of all, I didn't even recognize it because he had them tight leather pants on. Lil Jon never wears tight leather pants. That was baggy jeans. I'm like, who's this dude? And he's like, yeah. I was like, oh man. He's like, shot. I'm like, man, they got him in black leather pants.
Yes. Lil Jon was there. I was like, oh my God, he got Lil Jon up in there too. It was incredible. Oh, I'm sorry, there was one more person. I don't know how I forgot about him, but this is Lil Jon real quick. Again, these artists don't get paid for these appearances. That is now well known. However, the publicity that they get from doing the Super Bowl halftime show, even if you were not the actual main performer, just being on there, people are now going to talk about, well, who is this guy? Let me Google this guy, or let me find out who her is, you know. And now that's how they grow their fan base. You know, that's how they grow their fan base. People go back and look at their music catalogs, and that's really cool. So
And
there was one more. Go ahead.
Yeah, the little Friday looking mug. What it does is at that point, that's when you usually probably start touring, like this year. So he would say, "Oh yeah, he did the halftime show," and that'll get more people into your checking your tour out. Because as you guys should know, like that's where artists make their money initially before they become really big and famous and really can demand their own cut, their own percentage. Touring is where they make their own cut. Going on tour is where they make the majority of their money.
Yes,
then you got Mr. Friday over here, Friday wannabe, in Jermaine Dupri. I'm like, bro, why are you wearing little girls' doily stockings, bro? What the hell's all that about, bro?
So everybody thought Jermaine Dupri was CeeLo.
Yes, they did. And like, no, his head ain't big enough. That's how they knew. That's how they knew it wasn't CeeLo. Like,
if you think about it, it was an Atlanta theme too.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, okay, CeeLo makes sense here. And then I'm like, wait, that's not CeeLo. Who actually is this? And it was poor Jermaine Dupri, who obviously did not consult with the fashion people before he made this decision. I'm not going to get into the nasty memes that are out there about JD. I will let you all look on your own. Patty, stop cracking jokes. I know you in the background cracking jokes. Leave Jermaine Dupri alone. The man gave us plenty of hits. But this outfit was not one of them, Sean.
Man, that was, bruh. Maybe that's the outfit he had to wear so he could be part of the Illuminati. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, all right, this is your, Steve Harvey had the mess up on the Miss America, and so maybe that's what he had. Maybe that's his whole thing. I don't know.
Poor Jermaine. Poor guy.
And here's the thing: is like he's only 5'4". Like if you were Snoop size and 6'3", 6'4", and you did that, then it'd be funny. Like, ha, it's funny. Look at that big ass dude. But then you look like a little boy.
He looked like one of the munchkins from the Wizard of Oz.
Yes, we represent the lollipop kids, the lollipop kids, the lollipop kids.
Oh, Jermaine, bad choice. So, Jermaine was the only one that lost out of the whole halftime show, but it is what it is. Just and a final note, couple final things on that. Usher, his concert tickets in Chicago went on sale this morning at 10. They have added an extra show, Sean. They added an extra show. They must have heard my complaints. He was scheduled to end the tour here in Chicago on the 28th and the 29th, which when I looked at the calendar, that's a Monday and Tuesday. I'm like, Cleveland? Not Sean on Monday and Tuesday night.
You know what they're doing? They're allowing you to call in to take a sick day the next day. So stop complaining and thank them. Say, hey, now I don't got to go to work on Tuesday. I don't got to go to work on Wednesday. So when I come back, it's Thursday. I got Thursday, Friday. I'm off. Weekend, baby.
Well, they did have the better solid because guess what day they added the show on?
Friday or Thursday?
October 31st.
Oh, Halloween.
Which is on a Thursday.
Oh, man. So you take off Friday?
There you go, Sean Sierra.
Oh, man. You got a man, you're not gonna be productive at work on Thursday thinking about Ursher, baby. So that's a 3.5 day weekend.
There you go. You gotta leave work early. You gotta go get your hair done and get your outfit ready and make sure you're smelling good. And so they added Chicago down on the show.
Is that the UC?
It's gonna be at the United Center. Yes, it's at the United Center.
Here's the thing, man. I keep getting this garbage on my phone from the United Center about their suites. But they keep giving me stuff I don't give a damn about. They got Nicki Minaj. They got something else. I'm like, no, and I even wrote in the thing. I'm like, I want to know when Janet's coming. June 19th. Right. Give me prices for that shit. Like, don't give me. No one cares about Nicki Minaj's dumbass. I'm sorry, no. But you get Jermaine Dupri, man. and I'd love to be able to find 20 people. I mean, it's going to run you about $300 to $400 for the suite, but it's a suite. It's all you
And
can
it's
drink,
worth it.
all you can eat.
Yeah.
You're separate from everything, from everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a you got to pay a little more, but I've been in suites before. That's no joke.
Yeah.
That's no joke.
And to see Usher, oh yeah, because I didn't see him in his residency in Vegas, so I'm going to see him now. I may do something a little different, but I'm definitely going to go see him. I definitely want to get out there and go see him. So wanted to put that out there. The tickets are on sale now. He will be in Chicago for now 3 shows, as they added a second one. 1, 2, 3. 3 shows here in Ciudad de Chicago in October. This year, ladies and gentlemen.
A 31 de octubre.
So, and one other touch on Usher's halftime show that I didn't even notice, and Sean, you may not know this guy. I know this guy, and I was shocked to find out when he died in October. And I thought it was the coolest thing that Usher did. It was just one of those little things that's in his show that flew over people's heads, because he didn't really do too much of a live band. He had Jackson State's band there. Shout out to the Sonic Boom of the South. You see, he had some horns there, but can you see this in the picture? What's missing in the back there? Do you notice that? You gotta look real hard. This isn't probably the best picture, but
yeah, there's not a drummer there.
Right.
Drummer.
So
both drum sets.
Exactly. So in October of 2023, his longtime drummer, Aaron Spears, one of the baddest brothers ever on the drums, passed away unexpectedly at the age of 47.
Wow.
He and Usher were very close. Usher gave the eulogy at this brother's funeral, and they were like brothers. This guy was 47, Usher was 45. Usher said he was like my big brother. He talked to me about a lot of stuff. A lot of these entertainers, when they get out on the road, man, they don't have a family. So your musicians, the musicians become your family. They are usually the people who can keep you in check, because they may not be as well known. If you need something, hey man, can you run out to such and such? Go to Target and grab me such and such. The musician can do it because they're not as well known as you are. Well, Aaron Spears was his drummer, a long-time drummer, man. And I encourage anybody, yes, he was, Chris. Go back and just do some YouTube and pull up the name Aaron Spears live drumming. And his drum kit, Sean, he had like 30 drums and 45 cymbals. It was like nuts. And then you listen to him play, it was incredible. So this was Usher's way of paying tribute to his fallen drummer. He had the empty drum kits out there. It was just one of those nuances of the shows that I don't think a lot of people really knew about. And wow. I mean, I was like, man, and that's why I said Usher's performance for me, because of all the little nuances and all the unique things, it's now up there with Prince. And I'm trying to take my Prince fandom out of it and look at it objectively. I can't give him 1, but I can definitely give him 2 and maybe a strong 1A.
A 1B?
Or 1B. Because I mean, Prince did do it in a rainstorm.
I was just about to say, because you got the image of him playing in the rain, coming down his face, and it's coming down like, dude, you couldn't paint a picture better than that. You know what I mean? In the rain.
You really can't. It was amazing. So, but Usher was up there, man. He's up there, and I was like, wow, just an incredible performance, and great way to end the season for the NFL. Again, they continue to put on a good show, and now everybody's focus is towards the draft, free agency. Of course, here in Chicago, what are the Bears going to do? And I heard today there's a forum on Wednesday. This is where it's gone, Sean. I don't know if you know about this, but the Scores host, Danny Parkins and Matt Spiegel, they're hosting a forum this coming Wednesday.
Oh God!
From 2 to 6, a town hall public meeting on what the Bears should do with the number 1 pick and what they should do with Justin Fields. I like, just give people guns and tell them go shoot each other,
or just give each other boxing gloves, do it, and we'll call my guy Bobby Hits. He'll promote the whole thing. Just
right. I like. There's really nothing good that comes from this town hall meeting.
I saw today. He already. I mean, you talk about creepy, dude. You know what I mean? Like this is like a douchebag. Like you go. He already has a Caleb jersey made.
Yeah.
He already has a Caleb Williams jersey made. Like so from Silverman writing him a love letter saying, please come to Chicago, to now him getting a jersey before the dude, like what's the sorry? I mean, it's some sorry ass grown men. They're grown ass men, sorry as hell. Like, please come to here. Like, come on, man. Like, for real?
So
Like, are you gonna be his fluffer too? I mean, if you need something, like, come on, man. Like, be a man. Like, hey, I want you to come here. Cool. Write a love letter expressing your heart feelings. Oh my God, you're the best. You'll be the best quarterback in this quarterback-starved town. Please come. Sound like a desperate ass little chump. Please date me. Please date me because I'm really nice. You'll like me. I'll treat you well.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing how, and you and I disagree on Justin Fields, but it's like it's gotten to the point now where it's almost like Republicans and Democrats trying to figure out where they can find common ground amongst the Bears fans. I'm like, y'all are tearing each other apart. You cheer for the same team. And, I appreciate it because now y'all can stop messing with me about my damn Dolphins. But, I'm sitting back watching. Oh, you people are actually going at it over what to do over Justin Fields and this number one draft pick that we now, the next thing I know, the city Chicago, the aldermen are going to be passing referendums and ordinances on this nonsense. So I think it's an intriguing story.
The toxicity, though, which people get. If you don't agree with them, then you're an idiot. You're a clown. You're a moron. You don't know football. Your mom was a hoe. I'm like, wait a minute. You played grammar school football and then stopped because you didn't like getting hit hard. So I'm supposed to care about your opinion? Your opinion is supposed to mean shit to me? Like, and that's the thing is like, I'll sit there and I watched it and listen to people and they're adamant about it. I'm like, why would I trust you? Why would I trust what you see? Like, well, I've seen it on this. I've seen, like, what the hell? You don't even know what you see. Like, can you even tell coverages? Do you even know where the soft spotted coverages are? Do you even know? And my guy, Coach T, just did an interview with Quincy Avery, Justin's quarterback coach. All right. And people are like, he holds the ball too long and he misses receivers. And Quincy's like, he was laughing. He's like, man, he goes, he's like, it's not from, your progressions don't change from game to game. He goes, they can change from quarter to quarter. He's like, they could change that quick. Like, and this week we're going to start here. Boom, boom, boom. Next week, and this route, we're going to start here from the other side. Boom, boom, boom. And next week, and he goes, he doesn't really find out until that week. Till he's prepping, till most likely, Wednesday, because they practice on Wednesday, off Tuesdays. So they get back to the building on Wednesday. And like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And so if that's the case, then you know that the progressions, and that's what I've been saying this whole time, the progression sequence is off, but it literally changes every week. Every week. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. It's definitely the question that everybody in Chicago is asking. And you'll love this. There was a report out of Miami from a reporter who I know, who I'm really cool with. And he said, don't be surprised if the Dolphins reach out to the Bears about Justin Fields if they're gonna move.
I wouldn't be surprised. Hell no, because you got concussion boy over there. Like, hey, Justin ain't spazzed out yet. So hey, we'll take his 6'3", 220 pounder 4'4" running ass over here. Yeah.
So here's my thing.
Track team. Add him to the track team.
Here's my thing about if Justin were to come to the Dolphins. First of all, he can't use excuses that I ain't got no receivers because he gonna have a bunch of receivers
and running backs
and offensive line, and then it would just the thing that we don't like about Tua, it's not his release is incredible. He can read the defenses, but he don't have the arm strength. He underthrows Hill a lot of times, and it's because of Hill's talent that he can make Tua look better on some of this stuff and Waddle's talent. Well, I ain't never questioned Justin's arm strength.
Nope.
I ain't never questioned that. He can make them sideline to sideline throws. And with Mike McDaniel, with his maniacal offensive ass, he'll draw up some schemes.
Brilliant genius.
He'll draw up some stuff for Justin Fields. And that would be scary.
It would be.
If we pull off that type of a trade, I mean, it would be scary because you could also, at that point, you could move to it. So let's say, the word out is that, Justin may be worth a second or maybe a low first. Okay, fine. So let's say we give you all that, if that's what the going rate is. We can even give you our first, which is going to be kind of a low first. We still could get him and then trade Tua and get us another damn first. Probably one even higher because his value is higher right now. Mm-hmm. So, when he told me this, I'm like, no, man, y'all ain't trying. He's like, no. I'm serious. The Dolphins are seriously considering reaching out to the Bears about Justin Fields. I was like, what? And I thought about it. I was like, man, if you get that fool running with all the running backs that he got, plus them wide receivers, I'm like, I don't know who you would stick on the Dolphins if you put all that on the floor. If you put a spy on Justin Fields.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Right.
Now you just left everything open back behind him. Yep.
So I was like, that could be interesting. So that could be an interesting team. I do think, though, if they're going to move him, then he's going to go to Pittsburgh. Because I think Mike Tomlin, because you heard they cut Trubisky today.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that.
They cut Trubisky today. So they're down to one quarterback on their roster. So
Kenny Pickens?
Yeah.
Pickens?
So I definitely think Mike Tomlin want Justin Fields. I think Pittsburgh will be the leading candidate if he goes somewhere.
No, I still think I'm a conspiracy theorist, bro.
You think Atlanta?
No, Washington. Dude, everyone and people have said, well, you said that you think it's a conspiracy. I was like, yeah, I do. And I said, and I felt like saying, because you're so stupid and small-minded, you don't look at the big picture. All right. He's a DC kid. One of my best friends from college is his high school coach, right, at Gonzaga. And I didn't realize when I was talking to Randy, his high school coach, he coached Olu Fashanu, the guy at Penn State, the big 6'9" blackety-black tackle who's going to be one of the first tackles.
No. You're talking about Caleb Williams. I'm talking about Justin.
Oh.
Yeah, if the Bears were to move Justin, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Right, if they draft Caleb Williams and they move Justin, I think he would go to the Steelers or Atlanta.
Yeah, those two. Because look how many quarterbacks that the Pittsburgh Steelers have had.
Yep.
They don't mess around with their quarterbacks. All right? They don't. They get their quarterback, they like them, they groom them, and they're good at evaluating quarterbacks. So but then this just lends further credence to my argument with these jamokes who are like, oh, Justin sucks. Justin can't read defense. Justin did this. I'm like, so wait a minute. You got a guy, Mike Tomlin, who hasn't had a losing season in 17 years. 17 years.
Even with Trubisky.
Hasn't had a losing season, and he wants Justin Fields? Why would someone who's never had a losing season in 17 years be interested in this guy? Because he knows what he can do with him. And it's funny. People, how many other people are like, yeah, I'll take Justin, because they know what he needs. They know he hasn't been coached well. They know his fundamentals have been shit because he hasn't been coached well. They know the route progressions and the way he's been taught to drop back, starting with his left foot as opposed to his right, is horrible, messing up his entire timing. They're like, oh man, we can fix him. So if you got a whole bunch of people wanting Justin Fields except the Chicago media. I don't know. Something seems wrong with that. I think this is a very big if. Mel Kiper said that Atlanta could give him the number 8 pick or number 9 pick. If you get a first round for him,
yeah, you got.
Why are people going to give a first round pick for a quarterback? Because they know they can do something with him.
Yeah.
Because they know he's better than people that are coming out. Come on, man.
Right.
But common sense isn't common.
Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the Bears do with Justin and what they do with that number 1 draft pick. I just thought it was interesting when my boy from Miami hit me up like, hey man, the Dolphins,
that makes sense, bro.
If they can, he's like, because think about it, if they get him, then they can move Tua and get whatever first round, whatever picks they got to do to get Justin, they going to get him right back because Tua actually got more value right now than Justin. I was like, holy crap. I didn't even think about that. And I was like, man, they get Justin, and then they decide to coach him up. Because remember, our problem is we got to go through Kansas City. That's our problem. Like the Bears don't have that problem. Like you wouldn't have that problem until you got to the big game. I can't even get to the AFC Championship probably without having to go through that damn Pat Mahomes. So I gotta find a way to beat them, and I gotta score more than them. So if Justin were to go to the Dolphins and add to that potent offense, and then you just pray Brad Chubb and what's my other end Phillips that they don't have season-ending injuries like they did. Now you got your edge rushers, and the Dolphins could be a team to really watch. If they can make a couple moves in this offseason. But I was not thinking about Justin Fields on the Dolphins, and then the Dolphins flipping Tua for some more picks or getting whatever else they need. That actually would be a dark horse that we may not see coming. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting watching this off season with the Chicago Bears. Finally, before Sean and I get out of here, our Chicago Sky made news. Last week, I came on Sean's show to talk about it. Hadn't been here to talk about my own. I hate that Lance cannot be here tonight because he has some thoughts. He had thoughts on this one. Chicago Sky traded their franchise player, Kalia Copper. That is her hugging her new coach, Teresa Witherspoon, back in October. And they were telling us they're going to do great things together. We were like, yes, we got a legit coach. We got a franchise player. They're going to build around her. And in free agency, we're going to go after Skylar Dickens. We swung. We missed. We went after in Deca and missed on her. And Cop was like, y'all can't get no free agents. Trade me. And she went to the Sky like, trade me. Y'all not doing what you said you're going to do. And the other part of the story is that, the women's basketball players are asking for more stuff. Some of these franchises are able to offer more for their players than others. The Sky, very similar to the Bears. They are a family-run organization, which means they can get cheap on certain things. And, the players ain't trying to hit it. They don't get a lot as it is, so they're going to try to go places where they can get as much as they can. And those places are Phoenix and Seattle and New York and Las Vegas. So Copper was traded to Phoenix for a couple first-round draft picks, a couple of role players, and the Sky are rebuilding without Copper. My thought on that is that it's a bad move, dude. You don't do that in basketball. Basketball, you got to have a superstar. Copper is a superstar. You can try to win it with just stars, all stars. It don't really work on either the men or the women's side. You have a superstar. You have franchise players. And the Sky's formula worked in 2021. You had Candace Parker, you had Copper, those two superstars, and you had the shooter in Quigley, and you had the point guard in Vandersloot. And then you had a bunch of different role players. That's why y'all won. You've now broken that team down to hell. The only people left are Dana Evans. They regained Diamond DeShields. They re-signed her. Mm-hmm. She's coming back. They don't have enough weapons, and they don't have no star power. And I don't know how they're going to be not just competitive, but how they fight off. I think Armando told me this on my Facebook page. There's a couple other people. How do they fight off not becoming irrelevant again on the Chicago sports scene during the summer, Sean?
You got to win, and you don't have enough talent. You don't got enough horses in there to win, and that's the problem because, you're trying to draw a crowd, okay, and you want them to come inside during summertime shy. You know what I'm saying? Like go into a building in summertime shy. When we got the lakefront, we got Grand Park, we got all the parks, we got the clubs, we got the lounges, we got the outdoor patios, we got the rooftops, we got the outdoor restaurants, and you want us to go inside? There better be a really, really, really good product to get me to go inside summertime shy. We get 3.5 months, 4 months on a good year. You know what I'm saying? And you want me to be inside? Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I just don't see how you're going to pull that off You asking us to come inside during the summer. It's just again, we did it during the championship run, and we did it during the COVID when we could do it a little bit, but it was a championship run. It was something special that we had never done before. So yeah, you had some sellouts in the playoffs. You had people watching the games. You're a casual WNBA fan. Let's say that. You're very casual about it. But when they were rolling that summer, Sean was like, "Oh shit, the way they move the ball, the way we were doing." I mean, you were like, "Oh, we got a squad. We might actually do this." And you cannot. You have to ride that momentum, and that's what I want the Sky ownership to understand, man. You just killed the momentum, man. You literally just killed the momentum.
Yep. Joey Jr. just put killing themselves. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know the reason that Coach Wade left. Like how I feel about it. I just but I don't know all the I don't have all the information from the outside looking in. That's that was my thing. I just wasn't happy about it. I'm still not happy about it. And then this, it's like, do you guys want to make money? Is that the right. purpose of this whole thing? Or are you just trying to, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. There's no star power. There's nobody, think about how many Candace Parker jerseys were sold, young girls, you know what I'm saying? It is from the area, Chicagoland girl, leading them to the title, and now who do you have? Now who's your star? Who's the big draw? Nobody.
Yeah. That's scary. That's scary. And I wrote about it on my blog on jcoadenreports.com. So I encourage people to go there. I give you some more of my insider thoughts on Chicago Sky covering that team, and some of my personal thoughts on what they did. And it's just not smart. It's not smart. I think, you got to spend money to make money. That means you got to invest in your product. And that's why I think the Sky are making a mistake. They are one of the few teams that still doesn't. I don't even know if you know this. Do you know where the Sky practice? You know where the Sky practice?
Nope.
They practice out of the field house at the Deerfield Park District. They don't even have their own locker room. So basically, when the players go to practice, they have to bring all their stuff, and then whatever they brought, they got to take it home. There's no place for them to leave it. It's the Park District. They don't have a practice facility. And so that's one of the things that my girl, Annie Constable from the Sun-Times, had written about. She was like, I've been asking her for the last 2 years, what's the latest on your facility? And you know what this ownership's response was, Sean? And you and I talked about on your show that they need to sit their ass down in front of some cameras or microphone and answer some serious questions, but they won't do it. They've been allegedly searching for a practice facility that they can build for the last 2 years. Now, we from Chicago. You mean to tell me you couldn't find no property in Chicago in 2 years where you could actually build a facility? In Chicago, Sean.
It's a shame that these guys aren't sponsored by the Bulls. Like some of the men's school, the women's teams are sponsored by the men's team in the city.
Yeah.
Because then you could practice there, or they could have redone the Advocate Center. When they made the Advocate Center, you could have made it extra, made it a little wider, or, have it a bend, have it an L shape and have 2 courts on that side for the thing. You just share the training room and you have your own locker. Women have their own, the Sky have their locker room, the you know what I mean? And but even so, like there's still places in the South Loop and just that you could find. There's land over there. You're in the South Loop. You're playing the South Loop.
The one thing we learned from COVID was what all of a sudden became available in the Loop and in the South Loop. Commercial real estate.
Yep.
Because everybody started working from home. The commercial real estate market went in the tank. So you can actually get something at a damn good price.
Yep.
We're still continuing our search throughout the Chicago area for a practice facility we can call on. I'm like, no, you ain't. No, you ain't. You ain't looking. You ain't looking.
There's so many places. Go all up and down 18th and State, 18th in Michigan, 20, Cermak in Michigan, and don't get me wrong, it's going to cost you a little bit, but hey, that's the cost of doing business. Imagine you buy it. Is there an old warehouse you can buy? You know what I'm saying? Is there an old warehouse you can buy where you can have some stuff on the first floor, the practice facility on the second floor, gut it out like a 2 stories. All right, put big windows and see downtown. So that's your practice court that you can see downtown, and you can live right down there. So you're gonna have girls be able to walk to the practice facility, walk to their stadium. All right, take a quick 3-minute Uber drive to the stadium. You know what I mean? In South Loop. Like, come on, man. All that just makes too much sense.
Way too much sense. Way too much. I like, you can't tell me y'all can't find no commercial real estate in Chicago. You can't tell me that, especially after what happened during COVID, and they begging to get tenants in some of these places. I'm like, man, y'all could buy something right there in the South Loop, right where you play, right where you play in that neighborhood. There's stuff.
Yep.
I don't know, man. So I'm very disappointed in the Sky. I'm very disappointed in their ownership for doing these moves and then not coming and facing the fire and explaining why they did it and now what the plan is. Because now nobody knows what the plan is. Like, well, okay, what are we doing here? Who are we going after?
I was gonna say, I'll tell you what the plan is. Plan to not get any big time free agents here. That's the plan. Hey, so they'll be just like the Bulls. Perfect.
Right. 2 basketball teams that can't land free agents. What do you know? So,
third largest market in the country, can't get free agents here.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, hey, man, thanks a lot for sitting in for my cousin Lance. Like I said, he is taking care of a personal family matter. Our thoughts and prayers are with Lance, Paula, and Brooklyn right now. Reach out to him. I know many of you follow him as well. Reach out to him. Just let him know what you're thinking about him. This is real tough times for them. And I am in contact with my cousins on a regular. But Lance may need to take a little break from the show while he is dealing with the ill family member. But I will be here. Sean will be here. The new What's Up Cuz logo will be here. The Sky will be here in some damn form or shape. We don't know what. But we got some more guests coming up here in the coming weeks. High school playoffs starting. Go out there and support your local high school team, man. Them kids need to support. A lot of good basketball in the Chicago area. All right, I am out of here. Happy Valentine's time. Happy Valentine's. God, now I can't say. Happy Valentine's Day, ladies, to all of you for Wednesday. Something special coming up for the ladies. Take care of the ladies, fellas. Make sure you get the flowers, the candy. Like my man said in what was that movie? Was it Harlem Nights? Yeah, it was Harlem Nights when Eddie Murphy brought the chocolates. He's like, is the chocolates for me? He's like, no, they're for the lady. He's like, well, give it to her. She loves that shit. Oh, that was hilarious. He's like, yeah, give it to her. She loves that type of shit. Right. So get the women the flowers and the candies and the cards and the jewelry and all that stuff. Patty will tell you they love that shit. All right. I'm Jason Palmer. I will see you all next week. Peace.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise. Jesus taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun, we will march on till victory. We will march on till victory. Let us march on till victory.